Good morning, students. I am starting a new chapter, that is force and pressure. In this chapter, we do many jobs in our daily life, like lifting things, moving things from one place to another, cutting objects, etc. To do these jobs, we have to put some effort. During the festival of Holi, you throw some balloons filled with water at your friends. You notice that if you just touch the balloon to your friend's body, the balloon does not burst. However, when you throw the balloon with some efforts, it hits your friend, bursts and splashes the water contained in it. You can see in this picture. Now, while swimming, you push the water behind with some efforts. While opening a door, we have to push the door handle, and at the time of closing the door, we pull the door handle with your hand. While playing football, you hit the ball with some effort. So in our everyday life, we observe that some efforts is required to make a stationary object into motion or to stop a moving object. This make a stationary object into motion or stop a moving object. This effort can be a push or pull. In a simple way, push or pull on our body is called a force. The direction in which a body is pushed or pulled is called the direction of force. You can also see in this images a man pushing to open the door and a man pulling to close the door. Next one is effects of forces. A force cannot be seen. First one is force can make an object move from its position of rest. You can see in this image a ball moves after hitting with a hockey stick. When you push your hand, he or she tends to fall down. To pluck an apple from the tree, you pull the apple towards yourself. Also, a ball at rest on ground starts moving when hit by a hockey stick. Next one is force can stop or slow down the moving objects. Now, a ball is stopped by a player by applying force in the direction opposite to that of the ball. The force applied by the lady makes the moving child stop. So, a force can stop a moving body or can reduce the speed of the moving body. Third one is force can make a moving object move faster. When you push the child swinging on a swing with a force, it swings faster. When we apply more force on the pedals of a moving bicycle, it moves faster. So by applying more force, moving objects move faster. Next one is force can bring change in the direction of moving object. So force always has some direction. When a football player hits the ball coming towards him, the ball goes to the goalkeeper. The player had applied the force on the football to change its direction, and a force can change the direction of the moving car. In the game of carom, we take a rebound. When we take a rebound, then the direction of a striker changes. This is because the edges of the carom board exerts a force on the striker. Next one is force can change the shape and size of the object. The force applied by the lady changes the shape of the dough into round chapatis. When you squeeze toothpaste tube to take out toothpaste in the morning, its shape changes. Similarly, when you squeeze a tomato, it gets squashed. Next one is contact and non-contact forces. We know that we cannot see the force itself, but we notice and experience its efforts. So first one is contact forces. When we applied physically through a direct contact between the two bodies, it is called contact forces. Example are muscular force, frictional force and elastic forces. So first one is non-contact forces. When force is applied without a direct or without direct physical contact between the objects, they are called non-contact forces, like magnetic forces, elastic forces and gravitational forces. So types of forces. Now first one is muscular force. It is a contact force. The force applied by the muscles of the body is called muscular force. For example, while lifting the school bag, you apply force using the muscles of your arm, and you can feel the strain on your arm muscles as you lift the bag. Next one is elastic force. When we stretch, twist or bend certain object like a spring, rubber band or a sponge, their shape and size changes. The force which acts is called elastic force. Some examples are twisting of wet clothes, pulling or stretching a spring from both the ends. Next one is electrostatic force. The force exerted by an electrically charged body is called electrostatic force. This force acts from a distance, therefore it is a non-contact force. Next one is frictional force. The force acting between two surfaces in contact and tending to oppose motion is called frictional force. It is a contact force which slows down and stops the moving objects. Next one is, do different surfaces have the same friction? Friction also causes heat. When surfaces are rubbed together, heat is produced. Rub your hands together. How do you feel? Due to friction, the surface of object veered away. The bottom of your shoes, the tire of a vehicle, the pebbles or stones near a beach becomes smooth due to wearing and tearing. Next one is gravitational force. You must have observed that a ripe fruit falls off a tree and falls straight to the ground. A ball dropped by a child from a balcony falls to the ground. So there must have been seen some force which act on these objects, due to which the objects falls towards the ground. This is the force of gravity. The force with which the earth attract all objects towards itself is called gravitational force or force of gravity. Next one is, the force of gravity depends on the mass of the object and their distance from each other. Objects with larger mass have a larger force. Therefore, an object with more mass will have more weight. The force by which earth attracts a body is called weight of the body on the earth. We measure weight with a device known as spring balance. Mass of a body is measured in kilogram, whereas weight is measured in newtons or kilogram force, that is kgf, or kilogram weight, that is kg small w. Distance between object and the earth also affects gravitational force. Spacecraft move beyond the earth's gravitational force, while a ball thrown high in air comes back to the earth. Next one is, this electrostatic charge attracts the piece of paper with a force which is called electrostatic forces. Next one is magnetic force. Magnetic force act from a distance, therefore it is a non-contact force. Magnets cause a force in an area around them. The area of force around a magnet is called magnetic field. It attracts iron nails, pins, keys and other objects made of iron like steel, nickel and cobalt. Steel, nickel and cobalt. A magnet also attracts or repels another magnet. The force associated with magnets are called magnetic forces. Next one is nuclear force. Nuclear forces acts among the small particles in the central part of an atom, which is called nucleus. They are very strong non-contact forces. Next one is spring balance. Spring balance is a device which is used to measure the weight of a body. The object to be weighted is attached to the hook of the spring balance, which is held vertically either from a hook or with a hand. The spring gets stretched due to the gravitational pull and hence the pointer slides downward on the engraved scale. The weight of the object is read from the position of the pointer on that.